In order to be successful in anything that you guys do, you need to murder and destroy these characteristics. Today, we're going to be talking about the 4 characteristics of a sheep mentality and how to destroy them forever. Now, as you guys know, my nickname is the Wolf. All right. I preach embracing a wolf mentality and how excuses and justifications for where you are in life literally make me sick to my fucking stomach. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because I want to start this podcast by kind of saying a statement that you guys need to understand before we move forward. All right, I started this podcast because I wanted to help you guys build your businesses and because I wanted to talk about the mindset behind being a wolf and why you need to embrace that mentality in order to be successful. Now, today, we are attacking 4 characteristics of a sheep mentality. And before we get into it, I need to let every single person listening to this on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, or Clubhouse know that there's probably going to be a couple of you guys that get offended by this shit. All right. So if you get offended easily, I would just stop listening right now. All right. I'm not going to hold anything to you if you just turn off this fucking episode. Because I know if you get offended easily, you're not going to like what I have to say today. All right. Because I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to beat around the bush, and I'm just going to say everything exactly how it needs to be fucking said. All right, today we're breaking down the 4 characteristics of a sheep mentality. All right, and the 4 characteristics of a sheep mentality, in my opinion, are as follows. Number 1, blaming things and others for your own situation. Number 2, a lack of integrity. Number 3, being afraid of other people's opinions and letting it affect your life. And number 4, being lazy and unmotivated. All right, now let's get into it. Number 1, all right, if you're a person who's consistently blaming things and others for your situation, you are a fucking sheep. All right, buckle in, guys. This is going to be one that a lot of people don't want to hear, but it's going to be a good mindset shift for Monday, so pay attention. I understand that life is hard. All right, I get that life can be a pain in the fucking ass sometimes, but you need to realize that blaming others for your situation is doing nothing but negative shit. Understand that. Embrace that. Realize that. It's doing nothing for you. All right. It's not your mom's fault that you are unhappy with your life. All right. It's not your teacher's fault that you are unhappy with where you are currently at education wise. It's not your wife's fault. It's not your spouse's fault. It's not your brother's fault. It's not your friend's fault that you are unhappy on a daily fucking basis. It's yours. All right. Embrace it. It's your fault. Everything is your responsibility, and you have the power to change what you don't like in your life if you're unhappy with your current situation. All right. If you are unhappy with your current situation, in order to fix that shit, you need to come to terms with the fact that you are the reason you are fucking unhappy right now. There's nothing else. And until you realize that, you were never going to be able to change your situation or your life. All right, so that's number 1. The first characteristic of a sheep mentality is blaming others for our situation in life, for where we currently are, for how we fucking feel on a daily basis. That's number 1. Number 2. All right, number 2, if you are a person who lacks integrity, you are a fucking sheep. Get ready. You don't like being called a sheep? Whew, this is not the podcast for you. All right. In order to be looked at like a leader, all right, all you fitness coaches, make sure you like really open your ears right now. In order to be looked at like a leader, like an example or somebody who inspires and motivates people, you have to have integrity. You need to be honest, you need to be punctual, and you need to carry yourself a certain fucking way. All right. I see so many people try to act like these big dogs on social media, but they can't even follow through with the simple shit that they say they're going to do on a daily basis. All right. They just walk around talking the talk without walking the walk. If you want to be a wolf, you need to embrace integrity. All right. You need to be acting and doing the things you say you're going to fucking do. You can't go online, all right, flapping your gums and talking your shit and then not following through with the things that you say you're going to do on a daily basis. I see it every day. You guys, we have 800 clients in the 10K Coaching Academy. All right, you cannot be that fitness coach that's talking about taking over the industry, but then has a lack of integrity in their life, who's not doing the things that they say they're going to do on a daily basis, who's lying about where they currently are, who's lying about the things that they are doing. You guys need to embrace integrity, because a lack of integrity is incredibly sheepish. If you're saying you're going to do something, you need to fucking do it. Or just stay quiet and get out of the way so the wolves can take over the industry, because that's what's going to happen. You will get eaten alive if you have a lack of integrity in this game. As an online fitness coach, as a leader, or as someone who's just on social media in general, because everybody can see through that shit. Trust me when I say everybody can see through that shit. If you're not being honest with who you are, all right, how you are acting, what you actually want to achieve in life, people will see straight through you, and it will not be good for you. So number 2, second characteristic is of a lack of integrity. Number 3, and again, if you don't like being called a sheep, this isn't the podcast for you. Number 3, if you are too afraid of other people's opinions to embrace your true potential, you're a fucking sheep. All right, now I get it. We are all afraid of other people's opinions to a certain degree. Regardless, if you are listening to this right now and you instantly, as soon as you heard that, were like, nah, not me. I don't care about people's opinions. Listen. All right, regardless of if you say you aren't, there's a small part of all of us that cares about other people's opinions because it's a basic human trait. Nobody likes to be hated. All right, nobody likes to be pushed away from the group. Nobody likes to be the outcast that's talked about, all right, or belittled like some people are. However, you need to learn how to cut those noises out. All right, you need to learn how to block out all that negativity. You can't care about somebody else's opinion of you because the only person's opinion that matters is your own, period. Embrace that shit. All right, you can't live up to your true potential if you're always worried about other people's opinions. You can't be a wolf if you're worried about other people's opinions. You can't help people, inspire the world, all right, change lives on a daily basis if you are consistently worried about other people's opinions. And if you are consistently or constantly allowing the opinions of others to stop you from pursuing your mission in life, whether that be to change your life or to change others, you are acting like a fucking sheep. And I know that might hurt because I know some of you guys are struggling with that shit, but it's something that you need to hear. All right, it's something that you guys need to understand. All right, especially as an online fitness coach. All right, as an online fitness coach or a leader online, it is your job to motivate and inspire others. And you can't do that if you are worrying about other people's opinions. So you need to embrace who you fucking are if you want to be a powerhouse in this game. Don't be that sheep that's worried about other people talking behind you. They're behind you for a fucking reason. All right, and number 4, the last characteristic, and number 4, if you are a person who's consistently complaining about how they are unmotivated, or how they don't have time to work in their goals, or they're lazy because of XYZ, you are a fucking sheep and there's no other way around it. Nobody's motivated all the time. Nobody's inspired all the time. And we all have the same amount of time in a day. All right, but the difference between the successful and unsuccessful people in this game, in this world, all right, is that the successful people figure out a way to achieve their goals. They don't allow excuses and justifications to hold them back in life. All right, nobody's motivated all the time. This is a fake idea that the successful people are motivated all the time. It's just not true. All right. I promise you that successful and like really successful people are less motivated and less inspired than half the people you see out there. But they just grind. They just put the fucking work in because they're not a child and they embrace discipline, not relying on this word motivation. All right. If you want to be an incredibly successful fitness coach or an incredibly successful person for that matter, and you're consistently only relying on motivation, you're going to find this game incredibly hard. It's going to be very hard for you to push forward. It's going to be very hard for you to really become successful. All right, because motivation is a bullshit word. Realize that. All right, I love inspiring people. I love being that person who puts out a video that helps motivate people. But motivation is bullshit. It all comes down to discipline. If you are not working towards your goals, whether it's personal or changing the world, like I know a lot of fitness coaches want to do, all right, because you are lazy or unmotivated, you are acting like a fucking sheep and you're going to get eaten by the motivated wolves out there. All right, now I said at the beginning of this podcast that some of you guys listening might be a little bit pissed off. All right, might be a little bit annoyed about being called a fucking sheep or offended because of this podcast. All right. But realize that these characteristics are something that needs to be changed. All right. These characteristics are things that are always going to fucking hold you back. And until you realize how to embrace the other side of them, once you realize how to shift your mentality towards your goals, you will always be behind everybody else. All right. And I get it. All right. Most human beings embrace some of these characteristics on a daily basis. Guys, fuck. I even find myself falling into this shit sometimes. All right. Some days it's easier to just blame others and other things for how you're feeling that day. I get it. You wake up on the wrong side of the bed and you would rather do anything other than what you're supposed to be doing that day. You get mad at this person because they said something to you and it threw you off. Or you get mad at that person because they cut you off that day. And that's why you're mad all day. It's easier to blame other people and other things for how you are currently fucking feeling. All right, I get it. All right, I understand it. But you got to shift. All right, some days it's hard to make those posts as an online entrepreneur or a content creator. All right, you'd rather just chill on the couch and do nothing. All right, some days it's hard to block out all the white noise and negativity in the world about people trying to tell you how you should fucking act and that what you should be doing. But you gotta fucking shift. You gotta cut out that noise. You gotta cut out that negativity. All right, if you want to be truly successful in life, either as an online entrepreneur, all right, or as an online fitness coach, you need to kill and destroy these sheep mentalities, these characteristics. All right, so how do you stop blaming others for your situation? All right, it's quote unquote very simple. All right, if you're listening on Clubhouse, all right, the podcast apps, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, wherever the case may be, if you are a person who is currently struggling with blaming others for where you are in life, you need to embrace the everything is my fault mentality. All right, the quicker that you understand that everything is on you, everything is your fault, good or bad, the easier your life will become. I did this a long time ago, and I get it's hard. It's way easier said than done to embrace this mentality, but life gets so easy once you do. All right, you get on a phone call as an online fitness coach and they said no. Well, what did you do wrong? Don't just blame it on them. Well, that was a crappy lead or they just weren't ready for my program or whatever the case may be. What did you do wrong? What can you do better? What do you need to improve on? Once you embrace that everything is my fault first, Life gets very easy in everything, wealth, health, and relationship goals. All right, your relationship is going bad. What are you doing wrong? What can you do better? What do you need to change? Not what do they need to change, what do you need to change? Look internally first and embrace this mentality. Once you start to do that, you'll stop blaming others for your situation. You'll stop blaming other things for where you are in life, and you'll stop making justifications and excuses for where you currently are, and it'll make life so much better. So that's number one. Number two, how do you destroy that lack of integrity mentality? Well, you start showing the fuck up, no matter how you feel on a daily basis. If you say you're going to do something, you need to do it no matter how small, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. All right, if you guys are a client, you've probably heard Brian say that so many times, and now I'm going to say it to you a couple times. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Doesn't matter if it's only you showing up a couple minutes late to that family dinner. Because realize you show up a couple minutes late to that family dinner, you do that a couple times, well, now you're going to start showing up late all the time. All the time. All right, you missed that Facebook Live that one day. Well, that's okay. Well, now you're going to probably start missing Facebook Lives consistently. You get it? How you do one thing is how you do everything. All right, stop talking about all this shit and just show the fuck up on a daily basis. Stop talking about what you're going to be doing and just do the work. Because the more you talk, the more you put your goals out there, the more you try to flex online about how you're going to achieve all these big things, the more opportunity you're giving yourself to fail, because you're giving yourself opportunities to lies. And if you have a lack of integrity already, it's going to mess with everything. It's number two. How do you stop caring about other people's opinions so you become that wolf and the best version of yourself? You get in line with what your true purpose is. All right, most of the time, when people are incredibly afraid of other people's opinions, it's because they are not acting from a place of true intention. Everybody listen up for a minute. If you are really afraid of other people's opinions, all right, you're afraid to go live because you don't know what people are going to join your live and try to talk shit. All right, you're afraid to make a post online because you don't know what people are going to think of you. All right, if you are really afraid of that stuff, 90% of the time, from what I've seen, it's because you are coming from a place, or you're not acting from a place of true intention. You're either posting or saying something because you think that's what you need to post and say, instead of putting out content because you know it aligns with your true vision and intention. If you guys understand that, all right, life is going to get way easier. Everything I post, everything I do, everything I say on a daily basis is because I'm acting from a place of true intention. Everything I put out there is to either inspire or help people in some way. Or regardless of how harsh it might be delivered, all right, regardless of you thinking it was delivered in a harsh way because I'm calling you a fucking sheep, it's for a reason. So I never worry about other people's opinions because everything I do on a daily basis is in line with my vision and purpose. This is something that a lot of you guys need to make a shift on. You're posting because you want views and followers, not because you actually want to change your life. You're posting because you just want to flex on people. You don't actually want to be perceived a certain way. It needs to be in line. All right, how do you stop caring about other people's opinions? You get in line with your true purpose. And number 4, all right, last but not least, how do you motivate yourself or discipline yourself on a daily basis so you can achieve your goals and kill that sheep mentality? You get very close with your why. This is something all of you need to understand. I ask people, all right, and I ask fitness coaches on a daily basis, entrepreneurs on a daily basis, what their whys are. And on a daily basis, I get a generic fucking answer. All right, I'll ask a fitness coach, what's your why? They're like, well, I want to inspire and help people. And I'm like, why? And they can't tell me. They have no deeper reason. They have no real understanding of why they're doing the things they're doing on a daily basis. And this isn't just for fitness coaches. This is everybody. Well, I want to be in shape. Why? Because I just want to, I want to be healthier. Why? What the fuck is your real reason? What's actually pulling you on a daily basis? I put out the content I put out for 2 reasons. All right, number 1, because I want to be remembered forever. So I want to help people experience a real, true, freedom-filled fucking life like I did. And number 2, because I know what it's like to be a fucking loser going nowhere in life. And I want all those people who currently feel like that to feel what it's like to be a winner, to feel what it's like to actually take control of your life. So that's why I put out the content I put out on a daily basis. That's why it's easy for me to go live and speak to a bunch of people and not care if I stutter or not care if I fuck up, because I'm truly aligned with my vision and my purpose. And if I can help one person a day experience the amazing life that I've created for myself in their own life, that's a win for me. In order to be successful in anything that you guys do, you need to murder and destroy these characteristics. So this podcast shined a light on anything that you are currently doing around these 4 characteristics. If you're currently listening to this right now, and you're blaming other people for your current situation in life, you got to make a shift. If you're listening to this right now and you have a lack of integrity, all right, you find yourself not showing up when you're supposed to be. All right, you find yourself not doing the things you say you're going to be doing on a daily basis, you need to make a shift. If you're listening to this podcast right now and you're not going live, or you're not posting, or you're acting a certain way because you're afraid of other people's opinions, you need to make a shift. And if you are just lazy and unmotivated on a daily basis, you need to make a fucking shift. All right, if I shine the light on something today, all right, it's time to adjust. It's okay if you are showing some of these characteristics as long as you adjust from here. Because if you want to be successful as an entrepreneur and you're blaming other people for your situation, or walking around with a lack of integrity, or consistently being afraid of other people's opinions, or just being lazy, etc., you are never going to get to where you want to be. Ever. And that's not me trying to be rude. That's not me trying to discourage you. That's just me telling you the truth. Because again, guys, I have 800 plus clients in the Tanky Coaching Academy. I'm helping over 1,000 people a day. And something I see on a daily basis is people failing in the pursuit of achieving their goals because they have these characteristics and refuse to change. They don't want to make the fucking shift. And again, this podcast may have offended you because I know a lot of people are soft, but I'm going to tell you how it needs to be fucking told, because way too many of you guys are getting the answers that you want to hear and not what you need to hear. So it's time to make the shift. It's time to murder/destroy the sheep mentality so we can become the fucking big dogs, the wolf, the successful, the motivated, the inspired. All right, it's time to start this week off with a fucking bang. Embrace this Monday. All right, that brings us to the end of this episode of the Wake Up with the Wolf podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, let me fucking know in the comments below, or within a review on the bottom of the Apple Podcast. I'm done on Facebook right now, and we're going to